A man's heart plans his course, but the Lord determines his steps. Amen to that. What is going on, people? It is Tuesday. It's a beautiful day here in Glendale, Arizona, and it's starting to get hot. I'm not going to lie. We were at the pool this weekend. It's starting to get hot. We've broken 100 a couple of times, and it's starting to get warm. But nonetheless, vacation is coming, and we are looking forward to it. Even though it's going to be hot and muggy in Florida, we're going to be in the Caribbean, and it's going to be awesome in the Bahamas, Coco Cay. We're looking forward to it. So hope you guys are too, because you're coming along. Don't forget, you guys are coming with us. But got my coffee here, and a man's heart plans his course, but the Lord determines his steps. That is 100% true. Our own hearts can plan our course, but it's the Lord that's going to determine which steps we take. And hope you guys are having a fantastic Tuesday. It's awesome. And I gotta speak to you straight for a minute here. Something serious, actually, something really serious. And I hope you guys can be with us during this time. And what that is Aubrey's getting her license tomorrow, and our oldest, and it's exciting, but boy, is it scary at the same time. And she's excited. I know she is. And she's excited to start driving and see her friends. And she'll start working soon. And, which means our baby's going to be, not here as much, not home as much. Going to be hanging out with her friends and kicking it back with, her besties and going to work. And thankfully, we don't have the boyfriend situation, at least at the moment, to worry about. But I'm excited for her. I know Mom's excited for her. And, but it's scary at the same time, right? She's our first, going to be spreading her wings and driving. So it's scary, but we're looking forward to it, and I know she is too. So tomorrow, 8:40 a.m. at the DMV. That's where it's all happening. So, yeah, it's going to be a good time. All right, so let's jump into the story for today. And today's kind of a little bit of a sad one. Not a little bit, a lot of it, right? Anytime you hear stories like this where there's tragedy that strikes on vacation, especially cruise ships, it's always a sad day. And so today is no different. It looks like there is a passenger who was on a 9-day South Pacific sailing. They left on May 15th out of Sydney. They return tomorrow, May 24th, Wednesday. And it looks like they had some kind of medical complications. They were snorkeling on Mystery Island over there in Australia, and they had some medical complications, and they ended up passing away from those complications while they were snorkeling. So it's a sad day, tragic day for them and for their family, and really for everybody on board, the cruise ship, because it really does change the vibe when something like that happens. And so they were on board the Carnival Splendor, not physically at the moment because they were snorkeling, but they were sailing on the Carnival Splendor when this happened. And Carnival released a statement, Carnival Australia released a statement, and they said it was deeply saddened by the death of a guest on Mystery Island following what appears to be a medical situation while swimming. Our care team are supporting the guest's family along with other guests during this difficult time. So it is a sad, tragic, story. The family, if they're traveling with family, it's certainly sad for them. And it does change the whole vibe of the cruise. Sarah and I, on our very first cruise, quite honestly, we were on a Carnival ship years ago. And the very first day we were on board, we were eating dinner, and some lady started choking on her steak, and for a good 2 to 3 minutes, she collapsed on the floor. I mean, we literally thought that maybe she was going to choke to death. Everybody was trying to help her. But even though we didn't know her, you can tell the vibe in the room changed. Everybody was so concerned for her. And, everybody wanted to make sure she was okay. Thankfully, she ended up being okay. They were able to kind of get the steak out and whatever else. But, cruising is such a, it's such a community, right? If you cruise a lot, you know this, right? You know what I'm talking about. It's such a community, right? No matter how big or small the ship is, everybody's there to have a good time, enjoy the same things on on the ship, and do the excursions, whatever. And anytime something like that happens, it's tragic, and it changes the whole vibe. So even if you're not in the immediate group of that individual, you feel it. At least for a little bit after the incident happens, you feel it, right? Because we all can relate and put ourselves in the shoes of either the family members or the friends that they may be with, and put ourselves in their shoes of a what if, right? What if that were me? Or what if that were my wife or my husband or my child? What if that was our group that happened to, right? Because it's, it's just like my mug says, right? A man's heart plans his course, but the Lord is going to determine your steps. And so the Lord determines, when it's your time. And so And I'm sorry if you're not a faith-driven person. We are, and so I apologize. And I'm sorry if that doesn't relate to you. But I want you to know that we truly believe that, right? We can plan out everything in our lives, but it's the Lord who's going to determine what happens and what doesn't, because He's already carved out the path for our life. So, it's tragic. So we can put ourselves in the what if situations. What if it was us? What if it was our family members? And I think that's why when you're on a cruise, it's different than like if you're vacationing on an island, for example, and something happens across the island. You don't really know about it, right? They're not reporting that across the whole island for the most part. You're just going to kind of go back to your thing. But on a cruise ship, right, you guys are in one intimate, even though some of these cruise ships are big, right, you're in one big intimate setting. And when something like that happens, right, it's tragic, right? You feel it on the cruise ship and you feel it in the moment, and certainly you feel it for the family. So you can put yourself in their shoes and try to realize what it would be like to be, if that was you or your group. And that's why we love cruising so much, because for the 3, 5, 7, 10, 15 days that you're on the ship, you're like one big family. And even though you may not know each other personally, and a lot of times, no matter how big these ships are, and Sarah and I find this quite amazing, no matter how big these ships are, we always tend to run into the same groups of people, which is amazing, right? And so maybe you start a conversation with them, you get to know them, or whatever the case may be. And so happened on our last cruise, met a family from Jersey, and we just kept running into them, right, everywhere we went. And so it's just a cool community to be a part of. And so whenever something like this happens, it's very tragic. And even though it may not be your immediate group, you do feel it. So our sympathies go out to the family, to the friends, to the group that was affected, just prayers up for them. And we don't have any more details on the story. That's all we have. That's all that's been shared so far. And so once we get more details, perhaps we'll bring it to you. But it's just a sad day in the cruising world when that happens. No matter if it's Carnival, Royal, all that. It doesn't matter what ship you're on or what cruise line. It's sad when something like that affects somebody's vacation and affects somebody's life. So prayers up to them. We got our trip coming up in 11 days. We are super stoked for it. We hope you guys are too. If you're not subscribed, please do so. Drop a like on this video as well. It really helps us out. But subscribe, because we're trying to get to 500 subscribers, and we're right there. I think we're a few away, 10 away, something like that. And we definitely want to do another giveaway at 500 subs. But we also got, we're going to have about 12 to 15 vlogs coming up with our vacation coming up. And so we're going to break down our trip. We're going to break down the Mariner of the Seas. We're going to break down what we're doing in each country, in each place. We're going to break down our trip in Orlando, our theme parks, the whole bit. So if you want to be a part of that, definitely subscribe. And we can't wait to take you guys along for that. So hope you guys are having a great Tuesday, and we will see you guys in the next video. We love you. Thanks for the support. Peace.